Merry Christmas to all those that celebrate. I hope you get to unplug, relax, and enjoy a day together with your loved ones. And fortunately, Nintendo is in the Christmas spirit because just a day or two before we actually hit this day, they dropped a big new Nintendo Switch eShop sale that is hits for the holiday sale, and it does have a number of different first-party titles that we need to walk through. Now, for clarification, this is specifically for the North American region, and you might want to check your own individual eShop page because there is sales going on in all major regions of the world, but they will not necessarily line up one-to-one with the exact list that we will walk through in this video. But without any further ado, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on your bell notification to join Sunbro Nation if you're new here. If you want to stay up to date on all of the best sales and deals for Nintendo Switch and all of the news around Nintendo Switch 2 and the new games as we get them announced, you're in a great place to do that. So with all of that said, we will get right into the sales and deals list. So I will have this exact page linked in my description down below should you want to scroll through it in more detail yourself. But right at the top, we have hits for the holidays, save up to 50% on select games now through January 5th at 11:59 Pacific time. So you have until the 5th of January to take advantage of any of the discounts that we are referencing here on screen. Right at the top, you have Nintendo Switch Sports. I very much enjoyed my time with this game. I did not go near as in depth as I did with Wii Sports back in the day, just because, you know, motion gaming was kind of still a novelty back then, and I was at a different age. But if you want just something that's kind of more of a casual pickup, fun with family and friends, whether it be online or locally, this does have a number of nice different sports that you can hop into. And I believe they just recently, not super recently, but a few months back, threw basketball in there as an additional sport. I have yet to check that one out myself, but 30% off for $27.99 for a first-party Nintendo Switch title is not a bad deal at all. For this next one, going to take a second. If you are a Metroidvania fan at all, meaning any Metroid series games, any Castlevania series games, that traditional dungeon map exploration, get new items, level up your character, fight epic boss fights, and survive all throughout, solve certain puzzles, come back to other places in the map later. You get the idea. If you are a fan of that type of gameplay, you need to pick up this collection. I cannot stress it enough. It's some of the best Castlevania games in history, period. You have Dawn of Sorrow, you have Portrait of Ruin, you have Order of Ecclesia, and Haunted Castle, which I believe was for the first time at least released in like this region of the world and stuff. But these are some throwback Castlevania hits from the DS era, and yes, you will have multiple screens and stuff on your display because it kind of puts like the big large display off in one big corner. There's a few different layouts as far as how you can choose how that appears, but really nice to see your map on screen as you're traversing the whole time as well. It did not bother me with the multiple displays the entire time I was playing through that, so I highly recommend that one. It's not the biggest sale on the list, 20% off or $20 instead of its regular $25, but I think it's the first time it's been discounted, and Castlevania or Metroidvania fans in general definitely need to look into that one. Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. Now, Super Mario 3D World is just a Wii U port, but it was sped up by 30% at the Switch release, which is actually a nice addition because if you play the Wii U version after playing the Switch version, you will notice a pretty stark speed difference between the characters, and I really enjoy the speed upgrade. But you also get Bowser's Fury, which is kind of a sandbox test style game, if you will, for a more open zoned Mario game where you're not loading in and out of different levels, but rather you're in one massive connected world, hunting down shine sprites that you're also worried about when Bowser's going to go into his Fury mode. And there's some cool stuff that happens. I feel like it's a little bit of a test of what the next open zone 3D Mario might look like. But if you like 3D Mario, that's a great pickup and a ton of content between the both games that you get to essentially choose from as soon as you boot it up from the menu. Yakuza is on Nintendo Switch right now. This is a pretty recent release. It was $20. It is now marked down to $14.99 as part of the sale. I have not checked out this game personally or how it runs on the Switch, but I do believe for Yakuza fans, if you want to get into the series, maybe not a bad starting point for $15 right now. Super Mario Odyssey, we won't spend any length of time on. It's a Switch OG throwback game. I mean, from 2017, the end of 2017 when this game launched, 33% off, $40. It's a staple must-own 3D Mario experience. That's all I'll say. If you don't own it, definitely throw it in your collection at some point in time. Just Dance 2025 is $29.99 or 40% off right now, and you have the Ultimate Edition available for $52 or 30% off. Animal Crossing New Horizons. This is a very popular Nintendo Switch game, one with enough content. I mean, the game doesn't ever have to end unless if you want it to, essentially. All types of daily tasks, build out your islands, customize them, upgrade your home and all of that kind of stuff. Definitely in the cozy game category, but it does have some depth to it. A lot of people do end up getting very hooked into this gameplay loop. I spent about 20 hours in it myself and didn't really go too much further past that, but nonetheless, $41.99, not a bad price or a bad opportunity to add it into your Switch collection if you don't already own it. Sonic X Shadow Generations next up at $44.99 or 25% off. It's $60 full retail. This is a recent release. It was out October 25th, 2024, and you're really getting two full games here because you get the classic remake or remaster edition of Sonic Generations entirely as one game, and then you have all of the new Shadow content with essentially an entire campaign to play through as Shadow directly. A great time, especially with the release of the Sonic 3 movie recently and featuring Shadow. If you have Sonic fans in the family, you need a last minute gift or something you want to purchase for somebody, this I think is a prime candidate, especially if you like the Sonic gameplay loop. And Generations is a really fun game to play as well because it mixes the best of both worlds with some really fun 3D Sonic levels and some more throwback 2D style levels. From there, you have the Booster Course Pass on sale for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which if you own Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, you should pick up the Booster Course Pass, unless if you're a Nintendo Switch Online member, because I technically haven't bought it standalone yet because it comes with that subscription if you're an expansion pack member. Nonetheless, if you want to own this one, $17.49, it legitimately doubles the tracks that are in Mario Kart 8, so you go from 48 to 96. Awesome addition. Really enjoyed all of the tracks that they released personally. Some brand new ones, a ton of remastered ones from the past. Definitely don't sleep on the Booster Course Pass. My Sims Cozy Bundle is $34.79 or just 13% off, so very small discount there. Kirby and the Forgotten Land, there's a demo available. You can check it out before you buy it. This is personally my favorite Kirby game ever released. $41.99, really fun boss battles, really cool camera angle where you're in a 3D world, but it's a little bit controlled, but you do have some movement available with the right analog stick. Really enjoyed the combat progression, levels, style, music, everything. Just 10 out of 10 Kirby experience, and really the best one, probably the future formula for the franchise from here. EA Sports FC 25, $29.99 or 50% off right now. WarioWare Move It, fun party game, you know, boot it up when friends are over, have some silly fun, waggling around the Joy-Cons and doing all types of different quick fire mini games. 30% off, $34.99. Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection is $39.99 or 20% off right now. Skyward Sword HD for Zelda fans. It's not my favorite 3D Zelda ever, but it's up there as far as the story goes, in my opinion. It's technically the origin story for the Legend of Zelda franchise, so it is one that if you haven't played through it, I mean, it's got everything that you expect from a Zelda game. Great dungeons, a very linear progression in this one. You do revisit some of the same places multiple times, which I think it kind of leads into the idea of why some fans, it's not their top tier 3D Zelda. But this one, the biggest reason for me I didn't like it originally was it was motion controls only when it comes to the sword play. Fortunately, Nintendo did indeed remaster it for Switch and did a quality of life improvement with mapping that motion control optionally to button controls, where you just have your right analog that you're essentially able to move around for Link's sword movement. So whether you like motion controls or not, both options are available, and it was a huge upgrade here. So definitely check out Skyward Sword HD at that $41.99 price point. Tetris Forever next up, which is actually the most recent Tetris release that we got announced, I believe, at the last Nintendo Direct partner showcase. Anyway, this one was out on November 12th, 2024, so very recent. Only a 20% discount, but it's normally $35.99 for its full retail, or $34.99 rather, and it's now marked down to $27.99. So Tetris fans, check that one out. Red Dead Redemption, very solid Nintendo Switch port. I enjoyed my time with this game. $34.99, 30% off. If you like Rockstar games, their general progression, but in the old Western theme, that's what you're going to expect from that particular title. Disney Dreamlight Valley, Animal Crossing fans, if you're looking for something else to play that's, largely similar but just littered with Disney characters instead, I think that's a good pickup. It's $29.99, 25% off right now as part of the sale, and there is a Rift in Time, which is a big expansion DLC for the game as well. Fae Farm, kind of a cozy farming game, I think with some RPG elements. It does have a demo available, $29.99 or 33% off right now. SpongeBob SquarePants The Patrick Star Game, which is a pretty recent release as well. It was out October this year, and that one's $31.99 or 20% off instead of its $40 regular retail. Disney Illusion Island is 30% off right now, and it's you can play through it single playerly entirely, but 2D action adventure platformer game, but it does have 4-player simultaneous co-op, which is a really cool addition if you're looking for something that's a fun couch co-op game with up to 4 players. Very enjoyable for $29.99, and one that does typically repeat, does go on sale, so don't necessarily feel any type of time pressure to pick it up right at this moment, but From there, NBA 2K25, $23.99 off for just the base game. All-Star Edition, it is $44.99 or 55% off its $100 regular retail. Fashion Dreamers, 30% off or $34.99. Minecraft Legends, 75% off, so one of the bigger discounts on this list. Instead of its $40 price, it's marked down to $10, or you can get the Deluxe Edition for just a couple bucks more than that. So not a bad opportunity to pick up Dungeons, or Minecraft Dungeons rather. Ultimate Edition also on sale, I should mention, for 50% off or $19.99 total. Deadly Premonition 2, A Blessing in Disguise, is $24.99 or 50% off right now. Cult of the Lamb is 50% off, $12.49. Another Crab's Treasure, which is actually a pretty interesting one for me. I haven't gotten a chance to play through it, but Souls-like mechanics in a more simple, 3D action adventure RPG setting, but you're a crab underneath the sea fighting all these kind of crazy monsters and stuff. But it's literally a Souls-like. Like if you like, the Dark Souls series, Elden Ring, stuff like that, you'll probably enjoy this one. It is 30% off right now as part of the sale, or $20.99. Leightons Mystery Journey, $23.99, 40% off. Not sure what that is. Maybe like a more novelty or a story-based game kind of type thing. Balatro I got so much exposure and definitely very deserving of its nomination this year of Game of the Year by all accounts. So definitely a different style, like card game mechanic type of game, but I'm not super familiar with it or anything firsthand, but the hype was real around it. So I'm sure with all the awards it won and everything it was nominated for, it might be worth picking up at that $13.49 price point on your Nintendo Switch. No More Heroes 3 is $24.99 or 50% off. Nier Automata, $19.99 or 50% off. And then you have No More Heroes Travis Strikes Again, $14.99 or 30% off right now. We'll go kind of through the last few and only highlight it here just in the interest of time. Elder Scrolls Skyrim is almost always on sale, but it's half price right now, or $29.99. Sonic Mania, any 2D Sonic fan from back in the day, if you grew up with the Genesis games, this feels like the true Sonic the Hedgehog 4, if you will. It's $7.99 or 60% off. Definitely recommend that in any Sonic fans collection. From there, we have Sonic Superstars Digital Deluxe Edition, which is 50% off or $34.99, or you can get Sonic Frontiers, which is the 3D. This one's going to be 2D with modern visuals. This one's going to be 3D with modern visuals. But the Deluxe Edition of Frontiers comes in at $24.49, which both of those are great prices for those games. If you're a Sonic fan, I enjoyed my time with each of them. Just, do you want a 2D experience with maybe even up to 4-player co-op? Locally, I should mention, not online, but 4-player couch co-op local available, or you want a single-player 3D modern visual style Sonic experience. So from there, Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope, almost always on sale as well, but $19.79 is not a bad price, 67% off its regular price. Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory. I don't know if this is one that's a cloud port or not. If it's not a cloud port, I would be interested in that, but I know just about the entire Kingdom Hearts collection did come over, unfortunately, as cloud only options and not natively on your console, which can definitely lead to some unenjoyable play experience. But 60% off, $23.99 instead of its $50 or $60 regular retail price, which I'm assuming this is actually the collection of all of the games at that $60 price point. But oh no, this might be that more rhythm-based song one. Yes, I think that's what's going on here. So this one would be a native game because it's not tied to that collection of the actual classic Kingdom Hearts like I was originally thinking. So anyway, $23.99 for that game. Final Fantasy X and X-2 HD Remastered is $19.99 right now, or 60% off its regular sale. Monopoly, if you want just kind of, more party style casual game, but digital, 33% off, or $20.09 right now. The Crash Bandicoot collection, instead of it being $99.99 for like literally every Crash game, you can get it 60% off for $39.99 right now. And then you just have like a few different ones on screen here that will kind of, just skip past for the interest of time. You can see them. Dragon Ball Z, Kakarot, a new power awakens is a good discount, so I will mention it briefly. 75% off, or $14.99 instead of $60. So let me know in the comments down below if you guys are excited about any of these deals and discounts for the holiday sale for the Nintendo Switch, and will you be adding in any new games into your collection over this Christmas time, or will you be personally skipping out on all of the different discounts that are available as of now? So make sure you share all your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below before you leave, regardless if we agree or disagree. Also, make sure you like, subscribe, turn your notification bell. And with that, I've been Sunbro, you've been Nation. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.